Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Greg. I'm going to go over Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market, go over a couple of charts for the time being, guys. So here is Bitcoin on the daily chart. And it doesn't have a strong reaction out of there. And I think we have a good probability that Bitcoin is going to be in this range from down, back up, and then down until October, at least, probably, guys. October. More than likely is what I'm looking at. And then eventually at that point, there'll be a retrace. And it probably won't be very high, maybe 27, 28K if you're lucky. And then the TradFi markets by that time will probably be done with their top. And then this will ensue to the downside. Okay. Altcoin reckoning has started. I think some of the Moonboys out there have realized their coins are not coming back, so they're starting to sell them. There's no buyers in the altcoins either, guys. They're just drifting away with little minor pumps here and there. You can see it in the charts. I can see it in the charts. They're just kind of drifting away. No interest. Lowest levels in the RSI for some of them you've ever seen, and there's still no interest in some of these coins. So I don't see the altcoin market getting any better at all. So, and I don't see maybe there might be a chance of a recovery on some of the coins if Bitcoin does a retrace over here. Okay. So what I'm saying is that more than likely what we're looking at right here with Bitcoin, guys, this is the CME futures chart. Okay. The reason it's going to stay in this area is Bitcoin. This is probably in some sort of fourth wave right now. Okay. So the data, up, the algos are suggesting not massive moves anytime soon. So what we're looking at here is probably 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Something like that. And then another one back here. So up, back down. 1, 2, 3, probably a bigger bounce on a 4 to the 21, and then 5. Okay, and it's probably gonna, go into Octoberish, something like that. So then you're gonna have your wave sequence like this. Okay, is what I'm checking out. Unfortunately, I don't like this trendless cryptocurrency market. I mean, it's trendless. Well, this is still the trend on Bitcoin, like this, guys. That is the trend right now on Bitcoin. And the daily chart is bearish. The weekly chart has turned bearish on Bitcoin. And if it gets down below, if we see Bitcoin at 22,000 or thereabouts, then you could probably say the monthly chart is bearish. Possibly. So if you're looking at Bitcoin, your daily is bearish. Your 2-day, your 4-day is bearish. Your weekly is turned bearish. And the next step for Bitcoin to ensue in a downtrend is for the monthly to turn bearish. And that's probably going to take it all the way up to maybe even the end of 2024, guys. So that meantime, this area, okay, it's going to be difficult to trade Bitcoin, in my opinion. It's probably have a little bit better luck on some altcoins, guys. So that's what I'd be checking out for setups on those rather than Bitcoin. So anyhow, this whole section, again, it's going to take that amount of time. Let me go over Ethereum with you guys real quick. I'll go over Ethereum. So I think what Ethereum is doing here is Ethereum is actually in a triangle. That's why we got sideways action on Ethereum, guys. So you can put your triangle like this. You know, I'm not too sure if you go like that or like that. I have it like that right now. And then Ethereum. So that's a little bit lower right there. So Ethereum could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, same thing. And then let's see, 1, 2. So it's right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this area. So hanging around in this area for a while, guys, on Ethereum. Same thing, trendless environment on Ethereum and Bitcoin for the most part. Let me see, what else? Is there anything decent? Can't think of anything decent off the top of my head, guys, but can't really think of anything decent off the top of my head. But you know, the cryptocurrency market is trending down. I'll say that. You definitely can see the lack of liquidity in crypto, looking at the charts and everything, especially on even on Bitcoin right now, guys. You know, you take a look at Bitcoin. I'll go over a couple important charts too. If you just take a look at Bitcoin, guys, the buyers are not showing up on this one. The buyers are not showing up on this one, guys, on Bitcoin. The few that aren't going to be able to sustain a move this way and continue on with a bullish trend for Bitcoin, guys. That 9-period moving average is going to break, or the 40. You see Bitcoin's resting right on that 40-period moving average right there. This is going to break eventually all the way into, see, October. So be sideways and hanging right out on it, possibly up and down, and then boom, in October. More than less, so sideways, and then it's going to break it. So you could be sideways in here all the way until that time, and then another leg down. So this too took a short amount of time, so you could expect this 4 to take even longer. Play in there and then back down this way, guys. So unfortunately, it's probably boring times for Bitcoin, guys, for a while. You know, it's very, very difficult to get excited about that. Very difficult to get excited about that, guys. So a couple charts I wanted to show you. USDT dominance chart. You know, the USDT dominance chart is going to probably play in this area. It might actually come back down into the triangle and be in here for a while. Too, since Bitcoin's going to be in there for a while. But once Bitcoin gets unstuck, then I expect this to shoot out a little bit, okay? And then it's probably going to come back and do a test in this area, okay, is what I'd be checking out. And then I'll be on top of that. It's broken out of this one, okay? And then I think you're going to see something shoot up to 10 or 12% on USDT dominance chart. And if that happens, you're going to see Bitcoin going down pretty good, okay? So this this chart for the long-term future Bitcoin does not look, it for the Bitcoin going one way or the other, this is projecting medium-term time frame, Bitcoin won't be going up. More than likely, there's no guarantees that that's going to work out, but it doesn't look good for the USDT, for Bitcoin and USDT dominance chart. This is doing a pretty straight thing here, and Bitcoin's just going to go sideways into his correction. This is more going to relate to the TradFi, S&P 500, and the NASDAQ, particularly tech stocks. But I'm still looking at a 104, 105, maybe even a 106. Penetrate above the 40 period moving average right now. And I don't have the algos on that one. But once it's finished, and it could be a little while for TradFi, I expect another trend back down this way. And that's when TradFi, when the DXY releases a little bit, okay, start going back down a little bit, probably hit that 200 SMA on the weekly, possibly. The TradFi markets will start making their trek back up. It's going to kind of depend how long they're in a correction. So the TradFi markets might be in a correction for another 2, 3, 4 weeks, kind of like Bitcoin. And then Bitcoin, once that happens, we'll make another run. What is that number? That's 28.6. And then it'll be up there, same thing. And then I expect that to ensue. Okay, like this. Now, whether this is going to come down here and break the low, I don't know about that yet. But the evidence is pointing towards you have a good shot that may be broken, in my opinion. Okay. I think it's pretty much common sense. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the S&P. Let me go to the NASDAQ. Okay, the NASDAQ tech stocks. On a weekly chart, pretty strong on the weekly. So maybe the NASDAQ will go up and then back down or something, or maybe up higher and then back down, and it'll be in a correction. And then it'll be able to finish off its wave, right, into December to February. So the issue with Bitcoin and the bull theory is the NASDAQ will be in a correction. This will finish. Okay. And where's it going to end? Not sure, but it's going to correct this whole cycle. And that lasted from October, and it could go on. That's over a year. So Bitcoin over here is going to have a real difficult time holding that, in my opinion. It's definitely going to be tested, in my opinion. So, and comparatively speaking, this move compared to the NASDAQ is meager. Okay. It's meager. Bitcoin's move, comparatively speaking, against the NASDAQ, and NASDAQ would be like this, right? NASDAQ looks like it's going to make a 1, 2, nice looking 3, 4, 5 that lasted that time, over a year. Comparatively speaking, that's very wimpy. Okay. The folks that are over here in this market, this is not their asset of choice at all right now. Okay. Now, I know your Moonboys are going to say that once this is all done, these guys are going to come over here and ride the Bitcoin train. It's not lining up, guys. It's not lining up for that. Okay. It's not lining up at all for that. They're not going to come over and ride the Bitcoin train. Okay. Especially once this is done and it's going to do a correction. And this train over here will go up, and then it's going to be going like that, even more so than this. Okay. The other important chart that can confirm that, you want confirmation that that more than likely is going to be true, is Bitcoin over the NDQ. Okay. Now the bulls are going to have a very, very difficult counter argument to this. And this does not look good. This is the Bitcoin over NDQ. So Bitcoin compared against basically the NASDAQ. Okay. And you clearly have a topping pattern with your left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and it's almost down to the bottom. Okay. Now there's going to be a point over here where it's going to probably get on this support and it should bounce. And that'll probably be during this correction over here on Bitcoin. Okay. This will bring that hopium back on crypto Twitter and YouTube right there. Okay. I'll predict the future for you right now, and I'll probably be pretty darn accurate. That'll bring the hopium back. Bitcoin Maxi screaming up and down. There's even somebody I saw on YouTube, they had a YouTube thumbnail, said they sold their house to buy Bitcoin. They're going to regret that. I mean, unless they have a long-term strategy with their Bitcoin, maybe that will work out in the end, but I wouldn't have done that. And I wouldn't have recommended that at all, not even close. So here we got a head and shoulders pattern on the NDQ. Okay. So you can see in the beginning, Bitcoin was rocking and rolling against the NDQ. But then it did this correction and Bitcoin did a pump. And it's not doing so well against the NASDAQ and the tech stocks. So you're probably going to have a bounce, hopium back for 60 days. And then you're going to see a move drop about that size. Okay. Right over here. That's why more than likely Bitcoin has a good shot to test and break these lows. Because once the let me go to the back to the NASDAQ chart. We go to the futures. Because once this starts its correction in this section, and the markets are not healthy right now, guys. You have NVIDIA is doing its moonshot. Of course, it did a crazy correction. You have a few stocks, but then you have other stocks like Roku that are like, you know, a little pump, and they're like this. But then you have the NASDAQ that's like this. You have NVIDIA that's like this. You have Microsoft that's like this. And you have other tech stocks that are like this. That's not a bull market, guys. That's not a full-blown bull market. Those are not the signals of a bull market. Okay. And it's not rotating. The rotation, if you pay attention to your other things like the banking stocks, the KRE, and other things like that, to get an idea, the Russell 2000 and a rotation into those smaller cap stocks, it's not like it is in a bull market. So there's not significant rotation into those stocks, okay? And it certainly means there won't be any rotation over here to Bitcoin, okay? So because of this chart, where my NDQ, Bitcoin over NDQ chart is telling you, this chart right here is telling you the future of what's more than likely going to be happening, guys, right here. Okay. And that's almost a picture perfect head and shoulders. Your head, your left shoulder, your head, and your right shoulder. And this thing is almost already back down there. Okay. This right here will be a signal for a long trade in Bitcoin, and it'll only be a trade, not a buy and hold, because Bitcoin will roll over against the NDQ. So if Bitcoin's gonna be going down against the NASDAQ like so, and do this move over here, and the NASDAQ goes down 20%, how much percent do you think Bitcoin is going to go down? A lot. Okay. So my prediction, boring times, maybe it touched 24. You could be looking at maybe 21, 22. Roll on up into a move. It's like over here. Go back to the Bitcoin over NDQ, right? Boom, boom, right? That'll be right here. Then just come back to this chart and it'll be playing right there. And then it'll just be getting ready for that. And that'll probably be boom, back test again. And then once it breaks that line on the Bitcoin over NDQ, you'll have probably something bigger than that going right down like that. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Like I said, is it going to break the lows? I have no idea. I have no idea at this point. If it does, if Bitcoin breaks these 15K lows, my target is 8 to 13K. Okay. 8 to 13,000. Now, the other issue beyond that, okay, is going to be what's going to happen after that, right? What is going to be going on after that? Well, that's a good question, because the interest rates are still going to be going up. It's going to depend. So let's say Bitcoin does swing back down here to these areas, you know, let's just for the time being say 12K, right? So everybody's going to expect a bull market. There'll definitely be an upside swing, in my opinion, and it'll be stronger than this, more than likely. Stronger and bigger than that. Probably, I would say, based on if this whole thing was a correction and it comes back down like that, that definitely, if it's not the bull market, it's going to be a massive, massive swing, no matter what, in my opinion. But the thing is that is the liquidity going to be coming back for Bitcoin? So Bitcoin is a money debasement hedge. It's not an inflation hedge. So the money printing needs to come back for Bitcoin. And that's what I would be paying attention to. Make sure that liquidity is coming back to get Bitcoin out of there. So the only other thing that Bitcoin has the advantage is a limited supply. Limited supply. So I don't know. I'll be paying attention. Either way, that's going to be a serious move over there, and it'll probably break that high. Easy, in my opinion. So, you know, back down, let's say 12K, it'll be popping all the way back up into a strong wave beyond 32, you know, way up in those areas, guys. Strong, strong wave. All right, so some other charts too, guys, to take a look at that. You know, I know I'm going on. I want to make it too long, but total 2 has gotten weak on the weekly chart, or total market cap. This is everything, including Bitcoin. So I was kind of expecting maybe another push over there up into this section. Doesn't look like it's going to make it. It's resting. It's just basically like Bitcoin now, resting on that 9-period moving average. This is for the 9. And it looks like, yeah, one more push, and then it's going to break the 9, or excuse me, the 40. It's going to push back up, and it's going to break this 40. That 40 period moving average is support right now, and it's soon to be in the next month or two not support. So this is even weaker. If you exclude Bitcoin, even more weakness coming into the total market cap. I was kind of expecting maybe these things had some strength to get out of there, but the liquidity from cryptocurrency market and the altcoins is going away rapidly. All right, I don't have total 3 on the weekly, but this just looks that's nothing but pathetic, guys. Okay. All right. So if you want to have somebody come in there and go, oh yeah, well, this is okay, and this is going to be bullish and all that other stuff, tell them to go seek a financial advisor. Here's the others chart. Others chart is has some strength in it still. It has some strength in it still. So there's some coins out there that are going to be playing probably until October. Okay. So this is more the trajectory I see, like bit sideways in here. You know, this is more like Bitcoin, guys, right here, like this. Okay. Up. It's looking like move and then move and then move. So kind of like a connector wave in there, and then back down a little bit, and then boom, and then boom. Okay. So if these coins have the strength, if your coins that are out there in the market that are pumping, possibly if they have the strength to pull that off. So far they do. So far there's something out there that does. Because this is the others chart. This includes all the cryptos, excluding I think the top 20 cryptos. Okay. So that's pretty much it, guys. All that I have. I hope that that makes sense. I'm not here to blow some smoke up anybody's rear end. Like I said in previous videos, I'm a bull at nature. I like to see bull markets. But reality is reality, and I cannot, I'm going to analyze it, based on what's, so I'm on the right side of the trade, and everything in the cryptocurrency market, including Bitcoin, is it's all bearish signals, guys. It's all bearishness coming in at every corner of every way. And believe me, I have searched, everything to make sure that, hey, is this a fluke? Is it a fluke? And I can't find it, guys. I can't find it. So that's the reality of it. Believe me, when Bitcoin was, let's see, Bitcoin came off the bottom. I'll just give you a little history of what I did. Bitcoin came off the bottom, and it had a massive, pretty good run right here. 100% run, and I was like, okay, this is possibly a bull market. Then this correction, and then this popped up, and there was no follow through. Okay, and at this point here, with this major resistance at 32K, and stalling out and doing this move like this, I had to come to terms with myself and say, hey, it's time to flip. Okay. So that's why it's very, very, in situations like this, it can be very financially devastating, if you will, if you're a Moonboy that doesn't want to flip. Okay. In situations like this, because you could have altcoins that, although they're going to use their terms, hey, it's already down 90%. Okay. But Chainlink is down like 85 or 90%. But Chainlink can go from where it is right now, about $5 or $6, all the way back down to $1, which if you bought Chainlink now and it went down to $1, would be another 70 or 80% drop. So that's why it's important to realize that your goal should be not to lose money first. They use cliche terms, preserve your capital. I'll put it simple. Your first priority is don't lose your money first. Save it. And in this scenario, in the cryptocurrency market, you should be defensive and not offensive if you are looking for bullishness, period, guys. All right, that is the end of my video. If you made it all the way to the end, do me a huge favor, drop a like, hit the subscribe button. Peace.